Do you have the right space to practice Qigong in? That's going to be the topic of this episode of Qi Life. So this vlog is part of the China series of vlogs, so as I get into this topic, I'm going to take you on a tour down this little lane here, and in fact that's kind of the inspiration for this topic, so bear with me, I will get to the point a little bit later on in the video. So this lane is just a regular little lane. It's close to where I'm staying, and it's just amongst all the apartment buildings, things like that. So let's see what we find as I take you on a little tour. So this is quite common under quite a few of the apartment blocks and things here, not all of them, but that you'll have little businesses operating on the ground floor where people can just walk up to them easily. So let's see what we find. This appears to be a small motor shop in there, cutting keys here, a convenience store, there's drinks and stuff like that. Not sure what that one is. This is maybe a massage parlor of some sort, I think. A barber shop. I think that's maybe small appliance repairs and sales. And now, check this one out. Paint. Big buckets of paint. And then we've got some steel supplies, and it looks like it might be concrete or something like that, but definitely steel supplies. Carrying on, again, I am going to get to the point later on. More building supplies. What else we got? Windows, joinery. Okay, what else? What else? This looks like it's second-hand shoes or shoe repairs. More drinks. Everyone needs lots of drinks. Stay hydrated, of course. Someone waving as they go past. Notice I'm filming. Oh, a little place with food. A little lunch bar of some sort. Gonna go a little bit further down this lane and then get to the point. Maybe you've already guessed it at this point. Maybe comment below if you've already guessed what my point is here. Glass, snacks and things. Cute kitty cat. Hello. Hello. All right. Okay, that is probably about far enough. So what does this little tour have to do with having the right space to practice Qigong? Well, some of these little businesses along this lane that we saw, you'd probably think, oh yeah, makes sense. Little lunch bar, little place selling drinks, maybe a hairdresser. You know, they kind of fit in. People living nearby, it might be convenient for them to just come down and grab something. But what about things like steel, bulk paint, building materials? I don't think you'd often see things like that being sold out of little shops like this in most Western countries. You know, often if we were to, you know, think about it and you decided you wanted to go into the paint business or construction materials of some sort, you might think, oh, well, I need a big industrial location with tons of parking for my customers and, you know, massive square meterage or footage for all the stock. But here, they are doing it just in these tiny little spaces underneath these apartment buildings. And again, that's what inspired this topic, because I know in a couple of the last couple of vlogs, or some of the recent ones, I have talked about the difference that our environment makes to our Qigong and our energy in general. And that can really make a huge difference. And it is something that, if you're able to, you should consider in terms of making your space as conducive to the flow of energy as possible, and also particularly where you practice Qigong, finding places where you can practice, and that's going to really benefit your Qigong. But if you don't have that, that certainly doesn't mean that you can't practice Qigong. If you really, really want to or need to do something, there is a way. And I think these little businesses here are kind of an example of that. You know, your business is selling building materials, you can find a way, even in a small spot underneath one of these apartment buildings. And it's the same with your Qigong. While you should focus on your environment and having as good a place as you can, making your space as good as you can so the energy can flow well, if you don't have that, that's not a reason not to practice. And you just make the best of what you have, and you'll still get a lot of benefit. Might not be quite as great as if you had that beautiful place by a mountain stream or something like that, but you will still get a lot of benefit. And look, it's something I know, even, you know, for myself as well, it's a little bit of a trap I fall into sometimes, particularly while traveling, that, you know, if I'm in a really small hotel room, or I'm in transit for a long time, and so I'm in airports, and it's just not that convenient, and the space doesn't feel like a great place to practice, it can be easy sometimes to just leave it and go, you know what, I'll practice in a day or two or three or a week. You know, if you're not careful, it can extend out to a week, 2 weeks. I'll practice then when I have a better space. But if you really want to, you can practice wherever you are. There's lots of practices that you can do, even in a very confined space or with other people around. So that's my little, hopefully, moment of inspiration from China today, to make the most of what you have. And particularly in relationship to Qigong, it probably applies to lots of other things in life as well. If you really want to do it, there is a way to do it with what you already have. All right, I look forward to seeing you on the next one.